I really hope you guys can hear me. So, doing this video kind of like to show you, I don't know if you have recently seen, well, the last video that I did, but it's related obviously to the last week we had Entities, and as you can see, I'm opening bronze packs and silver packs kind of to get rid of, these players that I've got. I mean, this is gonna be the last week that I'm gonna have a chance to, rinse them into gold packs. I'm kind of short as well of silver players and bronze players, whatever. No, I mean, gold players in general, and players in general. Not actually bronze and silver players. I'm okay. It's just that I have to open these packs because they're not gonna be useful anymore if I don't open them now. and and I think it's a good way for you to kind of use them and get yourself some good packs. And let's see, I don't know, for now, like I think many of you probably are thinking about, maybe some of you already pre-ordered the game, maybe some of you um, decided to skip this next year's game. Apparently what makes this FC26 better than the rest is potentially the fact that the gameplay is just better. Apparently, everybody has been saying that, or most of the people have been saying that the gameplay is just better. Well, in my case, since I don't play online, I mean, it's not that it's a it's not even a choice. It's just the fact that I can't. I mean, obviously, I could buy the membership and all, but it's not something that I'm willing to do right now. I'm not in a phase of my life that I need to. So as I spend time here, I decided to, just, keep farming here some, some players. And obviously, I've got so many incredible pools. This year, obviously, has been the year that, you had the most, the, the most 99 rated cards, I think, out of any single FIFA slash FC, which kind of puts into account, well, something that FC is actually going to try and do, which is the fact that apparently they're gonna try and go for less and less special cards, which I think really will help out the game, in my opinion, or at least players, yeah, people that have been playing the game for so long, I think might enjoy less special cards, because at the end of the day you kind of get bored because of the amount of versions a player has, which has sometimes nothing to do with real life. And I think that's what I don't like about Ultimate Team nowadays. There's just so many special cards. I think that I don't want to make you feel like, oh, I'm feeling, um, let's say, somehow on a higher level than you because I have played older FIFAs. It's not that thing. It's just that I truly enjoy playing Ultimate Team more when it was just not the main mode. It was a mode apart. Because back in the day, the first time that I started playing online, like kind of religiously, was back in FIFA 13. And even at the beginning of this time, um, uh, of this game, of the saga of this game, I was like, I wanted to replicate something that has, the Ultimate Team on the fashion way, on the old-fashioned way, and something that I had to like kind of postpone because, well, to be honest, even though I enjoyed it, I felt kind of stuck. I was occupied with other stuff. I was working at the time, and I honestly just felt like, yeah, I don't feel like continuing the series, but I thought it was a nice idea, to be honest. It's just that, again, uh, there are things that obviously I can do different, but the game is pretty much kind of like that. So um, you have again all of these special cards, and you cannot do much about it. And I was trying to quick sell everything that I got untradeable. I was trying to like my team just based off the the players I that I got tradable, like in the most, let's say, honest way. I could only buy players. I could only use the money from the let's say the from matches, right? Because at the time you didn't have like this amount of um, you didn't have access to many um, coins, right? Or the players, like again, we had gold rare players were actually very rare. They were genuinely rare, and a team of the week would be just insane to have. Like, I like to remind this to people because I mean I've been playing FIFA. It is kind of like shocking kind of to say this kind of stuff because I didn't imagine myself telling this. But I've been playing the game for like in main console because I've also played the game when I had a Game Boy Advance back in the day, and like it's unreal how in console my first game was on FIFA 10, and I'm still playing it up to FC 25 and maybe FC 26. Like I'm not discarding the fact that I might get FC 26 in the future. I just didn't pre-order it with everything because I feel there is not much novelty into it. There's just again, it's more about the gameplay. And for example, FC 25, it was also kind of like the reason why I bought it was more to like kind of do this kind of series, but it's, it had other stuff like Rush, for example, was an extremely like fun mode. Like I really enjoy. I remember when it started, like one of my older videos, one of my favorite videos that I've done. Uh, Again, another video that I was speaking in English, and I had this bronze player called. I think his real name was McCurdy, but I remember calling him just McGurdo. I don't know why. And this guy was so amazing because he was a 63 rated bronze player, and you know I but he had like 90 pace, so he would stick to my team as a main player because I didn't want to rely, myself. I didn't want to rely actually on players that I mean uh, just I could get so easily. Like you get players from objectives nowadays. I mean, you get 99 rated players from objectives, and obviously, again, like the game is ending, yeah, okay, but it's just kind of annoying because you don't get to truly like um, you know try proper real life players. Like I think they should focus more on I would like, for example, for them to come back, for example, after the winter transfer update, um, the winter transfer actually, have an update on the ratings, and then kind of like in the back days. I understand though, like EA in itself, esports is a company that, and every business company is obviously gonna go for money, more and more money. But there's so many free games that also get you from microtransactions, and but yeah, again, EA gets a lot from microtransactions. But at the same time, what I'm saying is that um, all of these special cards that you see here, I mean, it's not necessary. But if you want to get more money, it's obviously something they're gonna keep doing more and more. Creating promos and left, right, and center. I don't know. It's just not something that I approve of. But but it's not only because I mean they just are too like money greedy. It's more because of the fact that I feel like I don't enjoy the game as much, right? I will again maybe because that's the way I was. like I grew up with, and kind of you want to go back to the old days. There are so many things that are better right now, but I feel there are things that it would be nice to kind of go back to again. Less. Oh, speaking of the guy, and I think again this guy McCurdy, um, he's look at the stats for a bronze player. Like this guy is actually amazing. I'm actually not gonna give him away. I don't know how many bronze players do I need, but just let's just keep him. Like I don't know, but he was from another team, and there was this the transfer from this team to another. Um, but I love this guy at the beginning of the game. It was so fun to have him, and I remember even like I was the worst player on every rush that I got into because I had him as a bronze player because you could only play with untradeable players, and the only untradeable player that I had was McCurdy, and he can even play as a striker. That's amazing. I really like that guy. But yeah, then again, these kind of untradeable players and all. I think maybe I would like to go again and try things again. For example, going and you know try out again the possibility of doing a proper um, ultimate team, just playing the way it was back on FIFA 13. I think I just got annoyed because I was confused about what I would do with evolutions because evolution is something that I genuinely enjoy. I think it gets to a point where you just kind of lose your mind about it, which is that's like really not that fun. Um, but I think evolutions like there's so many changes that I would like to talk about. It's just that uh, where can I start, right? I mean, I've already told you about like less special cards. Like I really would like to have just bronze players, silver players, gold players, and actually the gold rare players actually feel like proper gold rare players, right? Um, then you could have team of the week, and team of the week. There's this thing also about the bench, for example. I would really just have a proper team of the week, like. Uh, 11 players. That's it for everything, like even team of the season or something like that. But again, after that, after team of the week, as a promo, a weekly promo. If you want to add, some different promos to the game, fair enough. But I would really like make them. Really love for them to just go and just not do as many as like less than half of the promos that they do and just not give, which is something that they haven't told us, but give us less power cards. Don't give us the chance to get players from objectives. Like, I remember grinding, for example, for Rafael Leao back on FIFA 19, I think, and at the same time that I want to like smash my controller down, I truly enjoy, the process of getting that player uh, because you had to properly win, games in rivals, and it was kind of hard. But also because you didn't have this amount of money that you could go just with other alternatives, right? Um, so again, maybe you could add man of the match as another thing. Obviously, you have this partnership um, with the UEFA competitions. Um, but again, UEFA competitions are kind of like you don't need to make so many cards like Path to Glory. I mean, I'm not saying that it's a bad idea, but kind of like if you because you have Road to the Knockouts and you have like Path to Glory, which is after the knockouts. Why just not do like one version of this card? Why do like there's I don't know. There are so many cards that I feel like they are not needed, right? Path to Glory kind of like being. I would like Want to Watch back. Want to Watch, I think it was a nice promo to have, but just that I feel that Want to Watch needs to be like for every team that had uh, like just get the biggest transfers when it comes to names and money wise, like and give them Want to Watch back. Period. Um, Heroes, icons. Another thing that I've been thinking the other day, which I didn't think just like it's, I didn't think about it before, is the fact that heroes and icons should be merged again into just one section, like icons and period, and just have them. Because there are heroes that I think that, I don't know, I just don't feel that they are more useful than some icons. And I don't know. And icons, again, they should, let's say, obviously there was something special about icons, right? But that doesn't mean they were like the best players to have in game, which is understandable then. Like for example, I remember Gennaro Gattuso. I think Gennaro Gattuso was in the. I mean, Gennaro Gattuso was in the game, but I think he's already out of the game as an icon. Another one was Inzaghi, for example. Everybody hated Inzaghi in game, but they are true icons of the game. And then you have heroes. There are players that are kind of like, are they icons or heroes? It's kind of like just give them icons, just and make, if you want to, maybe make heroes the one that are genuinely like, yeah, they're not icon status. I don't know. But for example, I think um I don't know. I was thinking the other day. I think what was a player that I think should be an icon or could potentially be an icon? I mean, Eden Hazard, for example, could be an icon. I don't see why not. Um, Lucio, for example, another one that I think should could be an icon. Um, because they're genuinely memorable players. They have been, the best on their position back in the day. That's why I'm kind of like, just give them a proper card. A proper card, I mean, just give them an icon. So why is Hazard, I mean, sometimes I have an answer before I, question this, but I was gonna say, why is Hazard like a hero and Bale, for example, an icon? Again, I think it's more because it has to do with the. Well, obviously he's got more trophies in it, but I think as a player, like career-wise, Hazard was um, not career-wise, but I think Hazard in general was better than Bale. But Gareth was a Real Madrid player, and he came on clutch on so many times for Real Madrid. Like I still remember to this day. Well, not something that is hard to remember, but I remember, people talking about, Cristiano Ronaldo's bicycle kick goal against Juventus. But then you also have Gareth Bale scoring a screamer of bicycle kick on the final against Liverpool, and it is not talked about enough, right? I just feel like it's really unfair. That kind of like it is more because Cristiano Ronaldo is Cristiano Ronaldo, and uh, I don't know. It's just I feel like obviously people are gonna let's say, uh, as you can see, look at this. This is fun about the last times you play the game. You have this guy Thiago Gouveia that I was actually talking about to you guys. Um, he went for like someone bought it for 5K. I still don't understand how this happens. I'm not doing anything related to coin, like someone is buying them out of mistake. I don't know. Someone maybe is just going there and just buying players for whatever price just to have them because I don't know. Maybe this guy is a Benfica fan. I don't know. But kind of like fun because you get like 5K for a player that should normally go for 150 and that's it. But no, you get some amazing prices for them. But not that it really matters because look at the amount of money that I have and honestly, like guys, I haven't played the game. Like after when I stopped playing, on the videos that I've done on the YouTube channel, I kind of stopped like genuinely. I just didn't want to play the game anymore because I think the fun part of it was to have normal players. I wanted really to stick to my philosophy, but then I actually got into I want this card, I want this other card, and uh, yeah. To be honest, I think I lost myself in the process. But I was also concentrated into with other stuff, and yeah, so it ended up being like that and whatever. But yeah, I mean, what else? What else to say about again power curve? I mean, the best players in the game, you should be able, to have them to the rest of the game. For example, out of my head, I'm thinking like I think nowadays the best player in the world, the most complete player, I feel like is Mohamed Salah, and I think you should be able to use Mohamed Salah to the end of the game. Like an 80 rated player like Mohamed Salah should be a player that you should be able to use to the end of the game, maybe with an exception of team of the season, right? Or if he gets a team of the year. I don't know. But there are some promos out there that I just don't think make any sense. If it was me, I would just get rid of, like, for example, look at this card of Roach the Final Doe. Um, they could definitely just, do a Roach the Final Doe, which starts with his normal card and goes upgrading phase by phase. If he wins the Champions League, then he gets, like very, very like extraordinary card, let's say. But obviously, there are some players that just get good by the season and they are not even noticed at the beginning of it. But maybe do more like interactions um, with the people out there and be like, I feel that uh, I mean, make them decide which kind of players they want. Like go into every single um, that you have the licensing of the UEFA Champions League, right? So go into the UEFA Champions League page and like make a vote for every single player that you want to have you know, uh, on Ultimate Team as a road to the final. This is something that comes, from the the top of my head. It's just thinking about this and go team by team. Just choose a certain amount of players and go with it. I think it would be nice. For example, PSG again, just choose like 5 players, and maybe the 5 most popular players. I don't know, and go with it. I think it would be I think it would be fun. Uh, but again, kind of like a one to watch style. I think it would be nice. And like I said, also untradeable items. I know the game is shifting towards being completely, um, based on untradeable, players. But really wish they just kept everything tradable. Less, again, no players that you could get from objectives. Make these objectives like really, really be worthwhile. Obviously, like people might be like, I'm not gonna do all of this just to get a player, but it is kind of harder to get and make it meaningful. Like, but I'll just abolish the idea of having, people getting players from objectives. Just have them on packs and whatever. You can get them from packs and period. They maybe have some players like being more rare, like having them out there for a little time. But again, let's go through the promos that I would have. Again, just team of the week, obviously. But again, team of the week, let it be like more, let's say, um, like if there's a player that is 75 or I don't know, 63 rated or something like that, yeah, maybe bring them up to gold player, but 75, let's say. I don't know. At the same time, I feel maybe not. Maybe just give them an overall, a better overall, just +1 or something like that. But I think it would be pretty rare to have a silver or a bronze player, unless you know, for example, you have this guy Nico Pass. Uh, it's a great example actually. Let's say we get Nico Pass, right? That obviously he's gonna get a higher overall. Um, in the next game, but just saying, like, why? Let's say the game started now. Nico Paz is a 67 rated. What should his want to watch if he gets into want to watch be? Should he be like 68 rated silver player? I don't know. Nobody might buy this guy, but maybe yes. Maybe I could understand if you put him like a 75, right? If you have a bronze player, for example, give him a 74 rated silver player. Or I don't know, maybe just make them, if you want to make them make, meaningful jumps, just don't make them lose their, I don't know, just make them straight away a gold player, unless they're very close to being a gold player. And because again, it would be harder to get as well um, into team of the week because you have 11 spots. That's again my, let's say, utopia when it comes to the game. I would like it to just be you know uh, just 11 players, yeah, every single week. And I know the game, I've seen in the recent years have been upgrading the players. I think even from FIFA days, upgrading the players more than they should, just to follow the curve of the game. But there's not gonna be a curve to follow, is what I'm saying. So now it would be a good time to just go back, to how things were. And again, then some promos that I think should be there, maybe is, Champions League, UEFA Europa League, and Conference League starting. Have one player for each team that makes it into the squad. Okay, so I don't know. You have 36 teams, right? Maybe you don't have the licensing of a certain team. Yeah, okay. Then you don't give them, you know, yeah, a Path to Glory, which would be like kind of like the one to watch player. Um, but again, I think, what can I say is, and go with them to the very end. Maybe you got, I mean, this guy was good throughout the group stages, not even the group stage anymore, the league standing. And so yeah, just make him go and make a team of this, not a team of the season, but team of the group stages. Or maybe not even team of the group stages. Make it maybe just make them, make a team of the, instead of a team of the season, make well, a team of the season based on the UEFA Champions League, based on the UEFA Europa League. I don't know, something like that. Kind of like getting the best players. This is what I feel. I feel that we should get like a team of the season based on the UEFA Champions League, and then the best player of the UEFA Europa League and the best player of the UEFA Conference League. I think you don't need a team for this kind of competition, which are secondary. Is what I think about. Then there's also team of the season, maybe getting 5 players of each of the main leagues, right? And the same thing goes for the other leagues. Like get the best player of each single league. For example, best player of Portugal league, the best player of the Eredivisie. Um, but kind of like again, make it meaningful. Make these cards meaningful because I get, for example, this guy. Let's say, look, I have two Kluiverts, and I know they're not meta or whatever, but I mean, this card back in FIFA 13 would be like if there was no other card like that, like, if people would use this card every single time, it would just be so remarkable as a card. But no, it's just everybody. No, we got so used to have so many cards that it is. It's not that it's annoying, but it's just you kind of get lost on the. You just don't have that much fun as you used to have. Like I had the blast of my life, maybe because of also the age that I was at the time. But again, when Ultimate Team was not even like the main mode. Like it started being the main mode back on FIFA 14. They really improved a lot of stuff. There were things that I admit, like FIFA 13 was not comparable to FIFA 14 in some cases, but I think you just enjoy more FIFA 13 because it was way like I remember playing with a bronze squad. Uh, like I mean, there was this guy like I remember back in the day, my one of my teams was called Remy FC because a lot I don't know how you pronounce his name, Loic or Loa, I don't know, Remy, which is a striker from France that, in case you don't know, they used to play uh, for Marseille. He played for Queen's Park Rangers. I'm not sure if he played for Newcastle. At one time, he played for Chelsea, but back in the day when he played for, I think, Queen's Park Rangers, I think, I had his card, and he was simply uh, the, the best. Like this guy was absolutely the best. And the blast that I have playing with his gold card was unreal. Like Streets won't forget, for example. Yes, you go back to Ibarbo, Gervinho, and who was the other? Dumbia days. Okay, I get it, but there are also other cards out there. Like, but I didn't get the. There's this KSI player. I think he's like even if he doesn't want to be like related to FIFA anymore, I think he's the main reason there are so many people that just talk trash about EA. He started all of this trend, I think, um, and put in evidence so many players like this. The fact that we should focus on players based on pace, strength. Again, Emenike. I'm trying to go down to Emenike. Like if you see his stats, you're like, like holy shit, honestly. And then you had, yeah, he made videos of Akinfenwa, whatever, and then he also had this guy, a Brazilian player that used to play for Sparta called Wellington. I always wished to have this guy, to play with this guy, but I didn't have the money, and he was an 82 gold rare player. I didn't have the money to get him because I was busy trying to build an entire team. It's kind of like UFL right now. I had the money to buy like I don't know some of the greatest players, but I had to like mitigate it into every single position. Nowadays, again, I'm doing an SBC with Regulate, and I'm 100% sure I can just finish it. I mean, and again, SBC wasn't a thing. SBC came again, I think in the first time they appeared with SBCs, I think it was in FIFA 17. To be honest, I'm not that much of a fan of SBCs. Again, yes, as I say this, you're seeing me doing SBCs, but I feel like the game shouldn't be based on just trading cards and giving these cards and but well again now that I think about it, it's pretty interesting because it's kind of like if you go like with your best friend and you just exchange cards, right? You're there and you're and you know He's like, yeah, give me, I don't know, this amount of silver players and this amount of gold players, and I give you this back. I don't know. You know what? It kind of makes sense. I just wish, I think they made more emphasis. It's not gonna change anything, but kind of like emphasis to the trading card game kind of, style of it. I don't know. I think it would be again, it would be interesting. Uh, and that's about it. What else? Again, Totti. Totti should be. I think it shouldn't be based off votes. But again, since this is probably the worst time to talk about this because if uh, EA and FIFA still had an agreement, um, like for example, you get the players from the best, right? Um, so it probably goes down to voting players. But this is what I think. Since they now have the licensing of the Ballon d'Or, like the Ballon d'Or player that is elected should be like a 99 rated player, period. Like this card should be the card for, I don't know, whatever time it is needed. This card is the best card to pretty much the end of the game, and it should be an incredibly, rare card. Like, or maybe at the end of the game, you're like, the game is ending. Yeah, give an SBC where you can play with that card. But again, I don't know. Cambyses. Okay. Um, and then like out of the Ballon d'Or, because this year they gave us instead of proper Ballon d'Or players. They gave us, Ballon d'Or players, nominated players. I think they gave us actually 11 players, men and women, right? And they gave us just a limited time to use them. I still have them here if you want to see, in case you didn't know. Let me see. I'm pretty sure I'm going to find them. They're like 97, 98, I don't know. Each account I kind of changed uh, the since I'm using 5 accounts, which I think it's the max amount of accounts. Um, again, we kind of got a chance to use them for a while. I think I used them like one time, but then you get better players, and that's fine. Let me see, 96 maybe. I don't know, but they were useful just for a brief period of time. Let me see, Ballon d'Or. There you go. Let me see. I don't have. Did I discard them? Did I discard the Ballon d'Or players? But anyway, yeah. Again, I tell about Mati, Rodri, Vinicius Junior, yeah, whatever. All these players, right? Again, I think you got 20 players. So you got 10 players for each, thing. I mean, ah, not thing. I mean, um, let's say for women and for men. Uh, and if you want to include that much, women into the game, which I'm not against it, honestly. Uh, I think it's fine. I think it's okay nowadays to have players just male and female playing together. It's kind of like the majority of female players are short, and sometimes they're just bullied in such an easy way that it's just not. Uh, you're kind of like uh, think to yourself, yeah, I'm just gonna go with a male player and whatever. But it shouldn't be the case, honestly. Um, but again, yeah, for certain positions, like you can get used to it, so fair enough. But again, like I said, we should have a team of the year based on Ballon d'Or from now on because FIFA has nothing to do with the game anymore. Um, so again, just make it a vote, but if you want to make it a vote, right? Because you have the Totti. In Ballon d'Or, you're not gonna have a best 11. But from the 100 players that are listed, I think I don't know if they're 100, but you can get a very good amount of players to choose from, which is something that I actually enjoy about, because then yes, you can decide based on players that are actually listed, which is has not been the case for the last 2 years. I think there were players that were like among the best that weren't there. I think it happened with the goalkeeper. Who was a goalkeeper? I'm pretty sure there was a goalkeeper. I think it was Nair. I think I'm not sure right now, but which wasn't listed, and she was like the best goalkeeper out there, 100%. But they didn't give us a chance to vote for her. So Berger ended up being the best goalkeeper. So just make a list based on Ballon d'Or, get the best players for each position. Just not make. There's some players that just think, why, like why they are there, and that's what is annoying, I think, about it. But yeah, I think coming into next season, I think that's what they should do. Honestly, um, make the Ballon d'Or. Just give them like stats that are only gonna be given out uh, later on in the game. Icons should stay as icons, and just give them, for example, Pele, Maradona, whatever. Just give them, the play styles they deserve. I think play styles also is a thing that used to be back in the day. And remember for 12 or 13, if you go back to those games, or FIFA 11 even, you had these kind of gold icons that would appear, and you'd be like, um, so why aren't there anymore there? Why they are not there anymore? So that's the thing. They change obviously. It was more like instead of playstyle, it was more like traits. And again, it was fun to see like the name of the player. Well, when you went into the team sheets and just see all of for example, Messi. I don't remember how many things he had, but it would be nice for them to just give them like three play styles straight away for like the best players in the world. Not just one. There are even players that don't have anyone, which I don't know. It's just if you're gonna go with play styles again, um, I think it should be something that it is not that hard to have. Is what I'm saying. Um, it's not that you need to wait to the end of the game to have a five play style player. Is what I'm saying. Maybe even players that are not even that great get a five. Like sometimes I remember seeing players being 5 star, weak for 5 star skill move, but they are simply, let's say, in general, like overall wise, they're not good enough. So kind of like something like that. I don't know, but that's just to not like make the game entertaining, but keeping the power balance kind of on the same level. Is what I'm saying. Like Mohamed Salah, like keeping him the best player in the game, unless he gets a team of the week or something like that. Make team of the week being like max 5 weeks in a row. I mean, not 5 weeks in a row. I mean, how many team of the weeks can a player get? I think maybe 5 team of the weeks. All right, and maybe instead of giving him overalls, maybe giving him um, again instead of overalls, maybe giving him play styles. I don't know, and I think I would like for this kind of thing to happen again. What I'm gonna say is that you have a good player that does, I mean, doesn't need to be a good player, but he does incredibly well. in the season. He gets the team of the weeks cards like every single time, and then in the winter refresh he is able to go up, and that means, you know, if he goes up, right, that means also the team of the week in itself would go up. I think it would be a nice touch for based on the amount of overall rating he got up to. I think they should also do the same. But I think again it should be maxed out. You know, the amount of team of the week should be maxed out. It's not like something that you should be able to get every single time. Um, so again, yeah, kind of like to have in mind what I think I would change. Um, what else? Man of the match, for example. Man of the match should be strictly for, you know, games like, yeah, cup games, basically. But it is not something that I would do like frequently, let's say. I think I would go for, like, for example, quarterfinals and beyond of cups. And if you ask me, you know, what about Champions League matches? I think they should do like an interesting design based off, you know, man of the match. Uh, let's say, but I think Champions League or I don't know, UEFA Europa League or UEFA Champions League, UEFA Conference League should make just man of the match based off what can I say? Based on just the final, I think. And I don't know, I think I just would reduce the amount of players so much because again, I don't think you need them so much. I don't think you need you know, the amount of uh, let's say players that we have nowadays. Footies, for example, I think footies should be way more methodical. We shouldn't have uh, the gazillions footies cards out there. Just give us, you know, what it used to be back in the day, which was very, very fun. You could vote that like best goalkeeper, best fullback, best defender, and you know, and yes, then you can give, you know, footies cards for them, but just more again, not give us from objectives or whatever, just to have the best card. Just again, transfer players at the end of the season, like the season ended, okay, no more transfers. So basically, because now we are getting players that, you know, have the same overall as now, and they are already on the new team. Uh, for example, Gyökeres now at Arsenal. I wouldn't make that. I wouldn't make a new card and, you know, and then not have his sporting card anymore on packs because the season was about him Gyökeres season was based off uh, I mean what he was able to do at Sporting and not at Arsenal. Again, those are details, but are kind of like details that I'm like, mate, just do. You don't need to do so much, right? You need to go out there and just be like, yeah, I'm gonna do every single transfer. And sometimes they don't even do all of the transfer. That's the annoying part. Just then don't do that. um, and also this thing about seasons, like each season you have a new topic about it. Just get rid of it. And again, what other stuff there is there? Um, I don't know what other stuff you got. Mapileon for 4.2K. I think I sold everyone, right? I'm pretty sure that I sold everyone. Okay. So what I'm gonna do now is whoever hasn't sold, I'm just gonna go and quick sell all of them because I have so many packs to still open. Like just to kind of like show you the amount of players that I mean the packs that we got. This is like it has become my main account because I know I don't know if I said it earlier, but it was the account that had the most amount of money after I left, and it was the one that gave me the chance. You know, I wanted to build a team, especially because we were going into a week that had no, let's say, which I had not, free online basically, and I wanted to play with it, and yeah, I mean, well, it was fun. We to lasted. Uh, but maybe, yeah, maybe next season I could potentially, but maybe buy the game. Maybe by the time, we get into Totti or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, again, at the same time, you also get the best out of the game at the beginning of the game. Everybody has been saying that, and I agree 100% because there are no just uh, crazy cards, right? And the same thing would be what I would do as well. I mean, I wouldn't just, you know, have so many special cards. It gets annoying, and you don't need that, is what I'm saying. Uh, like these cards, Bobby Moore, Julian Alvarez with birthday, you don't need this card. Honestly, if a guy is good, he's gonna have a good card. Period. I would abolish every single. If it was for me, I would just not have any single promo in the only ones that I will have. Actually, I would even go as far as to not have team of the season, which has been in FIFA 13. I will go with team of the year, and then get the best player of the season of each of any league, and yeah, just whatever, and then you put it on the team. Actually, it is something that I didn't think about before, but I feel like it is what makes the most sense. I think. Yeah, just go and not have a team of the season. But I don't know. Maybe it is fair enough for us to have a team of the season, but should it be better than the team of the year? I don't know. Maybe the same overall, something like that. Okay, so let's open more packs now because we got rid of every single other pack. I'm gonna go for the 12-1. 12-1, let's see. I think it's the best, I mean, the worst. Um, the one that has, I'm going from the worst to the best. That's what I'm saying. So let's see what we can pack right now. It's fun because I mean you get the opportunity to get uh, maybe an extremely good player and sell him for a lot. But obviously the better chance that you have is actually by um, thanks to the players that you get from uh, from the untradeable ones. Again, another thing that I would do: no untradables, just pure tradables. Uh, just like in the old days. Another thing that I would do would bring back the trade thing that was in FIFA 14. I think that would be so much fun. And maybe the trade thing could be something that, you only are able to do if you have the other player, registered as a friend, I don't know, something like that. Just to, it is easy if it is coin selling, you're gonna be able to tell if the guy has multiple contacts, I guess. I don't know, I think it would be a way to maybe the guy just multiple accounts, whatever, but I don't know, I feel that it would be nice because I don't know, maybe you have a friend that needs a car that you have, and this goes more based off untradeable cards. I know people that pack Mbappe 2 times, 3 times, and cannot use them. That's the reason why I'm against untradeable items. I'm just you should have gold. I mean, you should have tradable players, and that's it. I mean, Then when it comes to SBC again, eh, I'll be honest with you, I'm I'm kind of unsure about SBCs. I'm like, because SBCs, I think, it can give you packs, yes, and that means you're gonna be able to get more players and all. That's why I think maybe SBC should be like maybe a temporary event. Like you can do SBCs, to get packs instead of players that you have, right? Um, but for a certain period of time, I don't know. We'll go as fair. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just kind of feel that they could do so much better with everything. Um, and obviously, again, kind of almost 4 minutes away of you know ending the video, but there's also the thing about career mode that I wanted to talk about. Maybe leave it for later, but because I'm currently playing Ultimate Team. But again, career mode is also a thing that yes, they have improved a lot, but I think menus now are incredibly just they actually make me lose interest on the game. I remember FIFA 12, FIFA 13, I was like so excited for career mode, and nowadays I feel that is so much more complex that I'm like I don't even know where to start, and I don't know. It's just uh, I'm kind of like in between based off career mode as well. Like the things that I'm sure about are mostly like based off Ultimate Team. Because again, Ultimate Team I think has done so many changes these recent years that has been the main focus of everything. But at the same time, it kind of I feel like it went back on time. Like it ended up doing things that I feel that not that they made worse, the game worse, but I just feel nostalgic. And it's not because I feel nostalgic that I want people to go back to how it was, but I feel like people would have more fun, by playing it that way. And, if someone wants to use, FIFA points, I'm gonna be honest, why not? For example, now they're making, this thing about you're separating champions, right? You're separating um, two different food champions. Why not make two different food champions, but one is for players that want to use FIFA points, and the other one is for players that don't use FIFA points. So if you have a good team, it's based on trading and based on luck. I think trading is something that is okay. If you know how to trade, good enough, fair enough. Also price ranges, which has been introduced back in the day, is another thing that I just feel there's no need to. I mean, I remember when it came out of FIFA 15, people were like, no, there's a video again of KSI saying that, and I agree. I just don't think it's fair because, well, at the time at least, right? I think now, like, the limits on players are more understandable, but also because silver players are not anymore just as overpowered as they used to. But yeah, that's the other thing. With less cards, you have more chances of using, silver players, bronze players. With nowadays, I think people just kind of like, I mean, me too. I mean, I'm getting these bronze players, silver players. There's no one that kind of interested me, and yeah, and I don't feel like anywhere near of me trying to, build a team around, silver and bronze players. But anyway, that's about it. Kind of like to make as I open packs, kind of an opinion of myself about everything related to this year's game, the games in the past year, and the game that is about to come on FC 26. Not sure if I'm gonna buy it. As of now, I'm not, but maybe when the game is about to come out, I'm gonna be like, you know what, let's buy the game. Maybe I'm just gonna buy the standard edition. And yeah, I don't know. But again, guys, thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed the video and see you in the next one.